ladies and gentlemen, to the Minds and Money pitch battle. My name is Jochen Staiger. I'm the chief editor and founder of Commodity TV and also the CEO and founder of Swiss Resource Capital. And let me first introduce our judges here. We have Professor Dr. Torsten Dennin, the CIO of Asset Management Switzerland. Torsten, welcome. Good to see you again. And then we have Behnken, the Senior Representative Africa from Auramet. Hi, Finn. Good to see you. Karr McCurdy, partner of Rock Elm Capital. Hello, Karr.
Good morning.
And good morning. Nicholas Sarro-Waite, analyst at Lascaux Advisors. Hope I said that correct. Hi. And Simon Popple, Managing Director of Brookville Capital. Hi, Simon. Yeah, but also we have 5 fantastic contestants, and I just want to tell you whom we have here. John Barker from Loncor Gold, Kyla Hardy from Cloudbreak Discovery, Jay Kumloskas, I hope I said it also correct, from Camino, and Mark Jarvis from Giga Metals, and Philippe Cloutier from Cartier Resources. I would suggest we go directly into it. And now we have Philippe Cloutier from Cartier Resources.
Thank you. We are Cartier Resources. My name is Philippe Cloutier. We're listed on the TSXV, and I'm going to give you a very brief overview of the company. Cautionary statements, because I will be making forward-looking statements. We have $8.5 million Canadian in the bank, 218 million shares outstanding. But have a look at our share distribution. Corporate and institution, over 45% ownership, of which Agnico Eagle is a large shareholder. Management and board, about 4%, and long-term retail, 33%. So there's only about 18% out there floating around as unknown retail. We're located in the Quebec portion of the Abitibi Greenstone Belt in northeastern Canada. We have 4 projects, 4 deposits. Our flagship is the Chimo Mine project, where we recently tabled a 2 million ounce resource. You can see that there are mills and senior gold producers as our neighbors. So our flagship, the Chimo Mine project, when we took it on in 2013, we compiled it. Is a past production of about 400,000 ounces, and today with our work, 60,000 meters, we were able to table nearly 2 million ounces of resources indicated and inferred. You can see the backbone infrastructure in 1997. It did cease production, not for lack of ore, but because of very poor economics. And you could get a glimpse right here on the right-hand side of the slide of the level of advancement of our ongoing internal engineering studies. You could see the stope design and mine scheduling. And so you could imagine that our PEA chapters are firming up quite rapidly. Our 3 other deposits that are in the emerging Windfall Belt, the Benoit, we are currently drilling and almost wrapping that up. Fenton, we were successful in acquiring 100% of that deposit earlier on this year from the government. We found a partner to option the Wilson project too. So Benoit, Fenton, and Wilson are seeing rapid advancement. And so for this year in 2021, the catalyst will be a valuation or a price tag event via the PEA on the Chimo Mine project, and drill results from our Benoit and Wilson projects, and a brand new design for a new adventure or drill program on the Fenton project. So that's a very quick overview, and if you do have any questions, I'm free for them right now.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Questions, please.
What was the historical production of the mine, of the Chimo, and grade specifically?
400,000 ounces of gold. There are 3 gold corridors. On the northern corridor, 15 grams per ton. In the central corridor, about 5 grams per ton. And in the southern corridor, about 5 or 6 grams per ton. Towards the end of the mine life, Cambior, the operator at the time, pushed the grade down to about 3.8. They stumbled onto bulk mining underground, believe it or not, as early as the 1990s, mid-1990s. There are 2 current examples along the highway, Goldex and Alamos with Young-Davidson, that are tackling bulk mining underground deposits. Our resources is 21 million tons at about 2.9 grams per ton.
And how do you think you'll mine them, Philip? What mining method are you going to use?
There's bulk mining underground, stope backfill, and we're looking preliminarily about evacuating about 6,000 tons per day from the shaft and or an additional ramp. As I mentioned, Goldex is doing that at over 1.5 kilometers underground, and they've got a cutoff grade of 0.9 and head grade of 1.5. Alamos has just recently developed their or finished building their lower mine. Their cutoff is 1.7 and their mine grade is 2.7. And so it's massive bulk mining underground. And fortunately for us, the project is situated right by the highway. So you could truck it to local mills, or you could even put it on a rail and then further your custom milling right into Ontario. Obviously, the base case PEA might involve building a mill, but there's a lot of alternatives.
Maybe you could just discuss a little bit about, a bit about the permitting requirements that you need to go through. I mean, this was an old mine. Is it easy to get the tailings and the met plant up and running and permitted, or do you need to follow the entire process again?
If we're running it if we're running it through selling the project to a senior mining company, they have their own different accelerated hoops to jump through. So I won't even comment on that. But if you were to build it yourself, it's a relatively short timeline because there's no environmental liability currently on site because it was fully reclaimed. As long as you bond your money, you go through the process and the permitting can be done within 2 to 3 years. But that does not preclude you from dewatering the shaft and doing an exploration pre-mining program.
Philip, what is the timeline you're thinking of to get to the decision to either develop yourself or to sell it to a third party regarding flagship project?
We're right in the middle of that process, and it could be done as quick as before Christmas.
Do you have any idea on all-in sustaining costs, or if you don't, do you know what Goldex are currently incurring?
I do. We are, as I mentioned, we're running scenarios on building it ourselves and or selling it to current producers along the highway. And since they have various mill capacities, various mill circuits and types of processes, CIP, CIL, gravity flotation, we're running the various scenarios. I am not at liberty of telling you the all-in sustaining, the payback and all that, but we would not be continuing the work if we didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's as much as I could say.
Your current market cap at the moment?
About 55 million. Of the 8.5, there's $4.2 million of flow through.
What would be a possible production scenario in ounces per year? Just a rough guess. I know it's a forward-looking statement for the regulators, but just you must have an idea, I would say. And would that attract Agnico as they are your largest shareholder to really bite into your company fully?
They're our largest shareholder, but they don't have a first right of refusal. We've mapped out things that look like 115 to 125,000 ounces per year. Mine lives of about 9 to 10, years. Obviously, the great advantage of this project is we have elected to stop all drilling from surface. And therefore, you may have guessed by looking at one of those slides that there's upside potential. You could create and continue to generate more ounces at depth and laterally, but that's not going to be done by us and at surface right now.
To dewater, is a mine flooded at the moment? Can you get a drill rig in underground in order to start drilling from underground?
The shaft is flooded. It was flooded, and there was a concrete plate put over the top. There's a 25 kilovolt power line that comes within 300 meters of that shaft. The dewatering process can be done, can be accelerated, but obviously the limitations on that is once you dewater it, you have to have residence time of that water before it's allowed to flow back into nature. But indeed, that is one of the plans is to try to get underground as fast as possible to take all your inferred and indicated and put it into measured and to start to pre-produce there. You're allowed to do that in Quebec as long as you're under 5,000 tons per day, and as long as you have initiated the process of full permitting. Windfall is an example. They're currently advancing the ramp while they're working on the full permitting.
Great. Thank you very much. Great presentation and the Q&A. So now we are coming to the question of the question. To whom you want to give your $1 million? That's the key question here. I would like to start with Torsten.
Thank you, Jochen. Some interesting news stories for me in this panel. Looking at the different stories, I would break up my million into two parts. First part goes to Cloudbreak discovery, and second to Cartier. And I think here's a good mix in terms of very entrepreneurial development option plus very experienced and track record and solid story. So for me as a portfolio manager, I mean, this is a balanced strategy, a little bit developing the risk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then Behnken from Auramet, to whom you want to give your $1 million, please?
Cartier Resources. I like the fact of putting old mines back into production. The permitting probably a little bit easier, infrastructure there, track record of assets in the area, gold production in the area, and there's going to be a couple of hurdles. Are the ground conditions still good underground? But overall, I think there's a lot of old mines that people walked away just too early, and putting them back into production makes a lot of sense. Jurisdiction makes a lot of sense. So Cartier.
Simon Popple from Brookville Capital, to whom you want to spend your $1 million?
I think Cartier. I think Cartier has got a better route to cash, which as an investor is something I like. So that's where my $1 million goes.
Good, full $1 million to Cartier Resources. Wow, that was quite close. So then we have a winner, and that's Philippe Cloutier from Cartier Resources. Congratulations. $2.5 million. And then Mark Jarvis is second with $2 million. And we have Kyla Hardy with $500,000. Thank you very much to our judges. Good questions. And also to our contestants with great presentations. Thank you all. And on behalf of Minds and Money Pitch Battle, I wish you all the best. Stay healthy,